Lori just spoke about those skills, right? And think about what's going on with these classes where they have to mute the kids, and the kids are on Zoom like we are right now. And
Right.
the teacher's trying to teach a concept or something, and they're trying to do what they normally do in the classroom, which is not going to work in this world, right? And some teachers have kind of, they get it, they know, they've experienced it because they've had more interaction with these types of tools, but not every educator, I would say the minority, knows how to do this, and the majority does not. So what we're hearing, and some crazy stories about kids who are trying to get their word in edgewise, and their teachers are muting all the kids, and the kid is dying because he's home or she's home all day long with their parents, starving for this attention, starving for the interaction with other kids and that social engagement. And now they've got this Zoom. Oh, great, I get to talk to my friends finally. I've been home with my parents and I'm going crazy. So now what's going on with this as a teacher? You're experiencing this. How are your classes going?
They are very, very different, to say the least. The thing that is coming up as a new idea today, this for some younger students, looking at ways that we can figure out how to maybe we're together, but maybe we're not, quote, doing class. Maybe we're not. Maybe this is an unstructured time, but we're live together so that we can check in or collaborate or test out, ways that we can just try to feel like, someone else is here with me from my class. But I think that that's all very new. Like, and most of what, I'm on a bunch of email lists and Twitter lists, et cetera. And, everyone's just trying to figure out, okay, what's the best practice here? Like, how do I, keep things tame? And like, there's not a lot yet. And I expect it to start coming soon, like really experimenting with this new medium, because everyone's doing exactly what you're talking about, like muting and unmuting and trying to do lessons. But that again, see, that's where everything that I care about in education prior to this crisis, is, well, okay, so how can we rethink that relationship to teaching and learning? Like, why are we teaching what we're teaching? Like, we still have to ask these basic questions of, what is the purpose of the value of what a teacher or a textbook or an administrator or whoever decided, like, why was that decision made? And do we know what we're doing? And do we know what we're looking for in terms of student responses to the work? So that question has always been essential, but right now, it's the highest question, because we don't know what we're doing inside of these Zoom rooms or whatever technology. So we've been pushed to look at, okay, so we can be live together, say 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours, whatever the time is, but what are we doing with that time? If we're spending half of it dealing with muting and unmuting and all these, people changing their profile names, and like, we're just goofing around. We're not really actually using this to our advantage, this connection, to do anything purposeful.
Yeah, even if we even have a connection, right? So some of these kids are not even online.
Well, right.
They're using